And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with the Game Boy Geek.
Hello my friends, it's Game Boy Geek here. Today we are sorcerers hanging around an arena watching fighters battle to the death. But we're gonna help some of these fighters cheat by throwing spells on them to make them better or worse. And today we're looking at Cheaty Mages, a little card game from AEG. It's actually designed by the same guy that did Love Letter. And so we're going to take a look at this fun little card game, 3 to 6 players. The box says 30 minutes, but I think it's more like 20. It's a pretty quick game. Let's jump on in, show you how it's played, and I'll give you my final thoughts. Here we have Cheaty Mages set up. It goes over 3 rounds, and the one who has the most money at the end is going to win. So we have set up 5 different fighters. Each round, 5 fighters are going to be shuffled and come out here, and we have them betting 1 through 5, so you know which one is which. We also have a judge that's there. Let's take a closer look at the cards of the fighters. So each fighter has a power and a prize. The power essentially is its life, and the prize is what's won if that is the the fighter that wins. So the succubus has a power of 6 and a prize of 5. The ghost is even at 5 and 5, although the ghost does a special ability where everything gets inverted. So negative effects to him are positive and positive are negative. The goblin only has a 1 lifeline, but if he wins, he gives you 10. We see over here the minotaur is 8 and 4, and the orc is 2 and 8. Now before a round starts, everyone has the same cards 1 through 5 in their hands, and what they're going to do is place bets down. Now I can bet for any one of these fighters to win. If I bet for just one of them, let's say I bet for this, I would put it face down so nobody sees it in front of me. If I bet the number 3 goblin is going to win, if at the end of the round he wins, if I only bet 1 card, I get double the prize. So if he won and I only bet 1 card, putting all my faith in him, I would win $20. If I wasn't so sure, but I bet 2 cards, let's say I bet number 3 and number 1, if one of either number 3 or number 1 wins, I would win the exact amount on that card. If I really wasn't sure who was going to win, and I bet 3 cards, of course these would be face down during the game, if 1, 2, or 3 wins, I get the prize halved. So if the goblin did win, but I used 3 cards to bet, I'd get 5. So how a turn works is everyone's going to have the option of throwing down one of these spell cards, and you start with 8 of them. There's 3 different types of spells. The first one is called a direct spell, and up here it says direct. And what this happens is you play this face up on any fighter that you want, and it's magic missiles, and it basically reduces their power by 2. So if I played it on this minotaur, his power was 8, minus 2 is now 6. If the game ended now, he would have a power of 6. And there's other ones like that, like healing is plus 4, or lightning bolt is minus 3, or regeneration is plus 3. Those are direct effect cards. So if those 4 are played in succession, it might look something like this. And then we have these cool spells called Enchanted Spells, and these ones are always played face down, so you never know what people are doing. In this case it's might, and it's giving a plus 5. So someone might play it boom like that, and nobody knows whether that person's helping or adding to this guy or subtracting to him. Now there's other ones like minus 5. These are all enchanted. And we have, in this case, double the prize of the target fighter, which is really cool. The last kind of spells we have are support spells. These do certain things to other cards. For example, alteration, move target spell to another legal target. So that allows you to essentially pick any spell that's out there and move it to somebody else. Now, some of these spells are forbidden. Now, if you remember, there's one judge at the beginning of each round, and we'll talk about mana in a moment, but he disallows forbidden spells. So as long as this guy's the judge of this round, nobody could play this card because it has a forbidden spell on it. Now there's other judges that do all sorts of different things. He doesn't have any super special abilities there. This guy disallows direct spells and such like that. All of them also have this thing called a mana limit. Most spells have a little thing here in the top right corner, and that is the mana. So if too many spells get played on somebody, the mana will go up. So in this case, the mana for this guy is 3, the mana for this one is 3. If at the end of the game, at the end of the round, this got flipped over, this is 4 and 1, this would be a total mana of 5. This judge says has a mana of 12. So if anybody goes over that, or any character basically has 13 mana at the end of the round, something happens. This case, he ejects or she ejects the fighter, which eventually, boom, just takes him right out. The other thing they could do is dispel, which would take all the spells from that person that has a mana over 12 and get rid of them all. And some other support cool ones to show you is Amnesia. Target player discards a card. So you pick one of your opponents and they have to discard a card. Or Metamorphosis. Discard target fighter and draw a new one. So if somebody's winning that you don't want to win and he's going to win them a lot of prizes, for example, the Goblin, if this guy is winning and you did not bet on him, you could throw this down and just completely get rid of this guy, assuming the judge does not get rid of forbidden spells. So these spells are played one at a time in clockwise manner until everybody passes. And once everybody passes, it stops. You flip over the Enchanted Spells, and you see who wins. So this guy has a 5 plus 3 is an 8. This guy is 8 and 2 minuses. This is 4 plus 1 plus 5. So this guy has a total power of 10, so he would win this round. Now, we already went over the betting. If you had bet on him, you would win 10 if you used 2 betting cards, 20 if you used 1 betting card, put all your faith in him, or 5 if you had bet all 3 betting cards and he was one of the ones that was in that card. If there was a tie for like these two, the one with the higher base power is the one that would have won that. At the end of each round, the judge that was used that round completely goes out of the game. A new judge comes out. All of these go to the discard pile. All these fighters come off and they get shuffled with the deck. 5 new fighters come out. The new judge is there. It's important to note at the end of the round, you're going to draw some more spells, depending on the number of players. If there's 3 or 4 players, you can only draw 4 of these. And you can't have more than 8 cards. With 5 or 6 players, you're going to draw 3 of them and you can't have more than 6. So you don't just want to waste all your cards on one round because you're only going to be drawing 3 or 4 of them at the end of each round. So you have to use them in a very intelligent manner and not waste them and use them really only when you need them. So you play 3 rounds of this, getting money when you win your bets, and the one who has the most money at the end wins. All right, there is Cheaty Mages. This is a good card game. It's solid. I can't say I like it more than Love Letter, but of course it's quite different. There is that aspect of kind of guessing what your opponents are going to do, who are they going to throw down, and when they throw those Enchanted Spells down, you're trying to figure out, okay, are they helping me? Are they hurting me? What should I do here? And some of those support spells, man, you can pull some of those out and do some huge things. Like one of the players had just the one, they had that 1 card bet, which you're putting all your eggs in one basket, but you're going to get double the money. It was the last round, and they had all these enchanted cards lined up on this one player, and I just assumed that they were going for that person. So I got to play one of those support cards that just removed the fighter from there, and they're like, oh. So there's these cool things that you can sort of set up and do. It's kind of fun to see, to kind of try to jockey for position and see whether or not you're actually like on the other person's team trying to bet for the same person or not, because those enchanted cards really, I tell you, that's what really puts the icing on the top for this game, is because you're never quite sure exactly what's out there. But it's fun, it's not, it's a pretty light game. It's kind of like, take that, throw these cards here and there. There's some decent strategy to it, whether, how many cards am I going to throw this round? Are people seeming to help me? Do I have a chance in this round, or should I hold these cards for later? Would these be best used with, a different fighter or a different round? Do I want to use, just a few cards or a lot? It's just, there's some decision making there, but it's more just like a quick play that type of thing. Just open, light, beer and pretzels type of thing. It's definitely fun. It's definitely solid. It's one I'll be keeping in my collection. It's a solid filler. 3 to 6 players. It even plays well with 3, which is cool. I like that because we often play with 3 players. So if you're looking for a solid filler game that's like under $10, I think it's like $8 at Cool Stuff. You can't go wrong with this. It's a no-brainer for $8 to get this game because it is a lot of fun. Cheaty Mages. Hey, one more thing before you go. If you're about to drop a comment on this YouTube page for this video and you're expecting interaction or a personal response from me, I recommend the place to do that is at my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/thegameboygeek, because I don't get notified when YouTube videos get comments on the Dice Tower Network because I don't own the channel. So if you want to interact with me directly, I'll see you at my Facebook page.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.